I'm turning 30 tomorrow. I dream of every night. I'm not where I wanna be, but I'm still the same old me.
Back to the Jiggy Jaguar Show on the network.
Welcome back to the big broadcast, coast to coast and border to border. It is the World Wide Web. Also, you can check out all of our other properties over there at jiggyjaguar.com. Thanks for tuning in to the big broadcast. We are live as live can get Monday through Friday, 2 to 5 Central, 3 to 6 Eastern, 12 to 3 Pacific. And we're 24/7 at jiggyjaguar.com. On the TuneIn apps and Radio Loyalty. And our podcast is available over there at jiggyjaguar.com. We've got a great guest with us today. It is our Music Monday feature as Sarantos is on the line. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great today. How are you?
Pretty good, actually. Let's we've had you on our homegrown half-hour program, and then we're going to be having you on some of our other radio properties here very soon. Let's talk a little bit about your music in general. Kind of describe your music style for us.
I think my music style is a cross between pop and soft rock music, and it's probably a blend of classic 80s music with the fusion of today's modern pop and soft rock.
Okay. Now, you started playing music at what age, my friend?
My first passion was always writing lyrics, so I can officially say that I kind of knew what I was doing by 4th grade. So I'd mess around before that, but the stuff that I saw that I wrote before that wasn't that great. So I would say 4th grade was about the time that it started making sense for me.
It is Sarantos with us today here on Music Monday. Thanks for joining us here on the program. Tell us about this name, Sarantos. It is a very, very, very unique name.
My name Sarantos basically is my Greek. That's what my name is in Greek. So my real name is Sam, and Sarantos is just the Greek version of that.
It is Sarantos with us today here on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show. You can get more information on us over there at jiggyjaguar.com. Now, Sarantos joins us today here on Music Monday. And Sarantos is a very, very unique individual. He's been on our homegrown half-hour broadcast, and we've got him on today here on Music Monday here on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show. And Sarantos, tell us about some of your influences.
Musically, my influences, I would say the bands I loved the most growing up were probably Journey, Survivor, Def Leppard. So those are my musical influences. From a personal point of view, I think my biggest influence was probably my parents growing up, and especially my dad, who passed away a couple of years ago.
It is Sarantos with us today here on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, coast to coast and border to border, all over the World Wide Web and on 20 AM FM stations across the country. Sarantos joins us, and he is a fantastic, fantastic individual. I was very happy that we were able to get him on today. How did you get started in the music business?
I think my family probably has a lot to do with that. They were always very musically oriented, and music was a big part of our life, whether it was singing, dancing, listening to it. And they always encouraged me to, listen to any type of music I want. They never really restricted me, and I think that just kind of grew along as I got older.
We've got Sarantos with us today. Do you think the genre of music that you're playing will last, or will people get tired of it?
I think it'll last. I know personally what I've tried to do with my music and my lyrics is most of the artists that I liked or listened to through the years, I think people do kind of get tired of their sound and their vocal performance. So what I try to do with every song is make it a little different. So as much as I want people to recognize my sound and my voice, I don't want them to get bored of it. So I've done some songs that are outside the pop soft rock genre. I've actually done a dance song. I've done a rap song, a hip-hop song. I've done a relaxing song. So I've tried to have a lot of variety within the type of music I do, but also vocally. My performance, I've done different effects and different styles of singing just to keep the fan interested, I guess, so they don't get bored.
It is Sarantos with us today here on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar show. Since there are so many great performers out there, who determines who gets to the top?
I think ultimately it's the fans. I mean, I'm currently an unsigned artist, so I don't work with a big label, and I know a lot of the indie artists out there. I definitely understand the frustration of not being with a big label and having all those marketing dollars backing you up. And I think ultimately most people in the world realize you can buy almost anything you want, but at the end of the day, I think if you stay true to your message, the fans ultimately are going to have their word. And if they like your music, if they like you as a person, if they like your style, I think ultimately it'll shine through. And that's kind of what I'm hoping will happen.
It is Sarantos with us today here on the big broadcast, coast to coast and border to border. How do you separate yourself from other artists?
To be quite frank, I really don't try to. I just try to be myself. I think when you look at most musicians, singers, when you look at Hollywood, I learned a long time ago not to really try to pretend to be someone I'm not. And I think, when I do interviews or when I do appearances or performances, if I'm just myself, I'm not really trying to fake it. And I think that's important. I think a lot of people spend time trying to write a song or perform a song they think someone will like, as opposed to just kind of doing what's in their heart and being themselves. And ultimately, we do try to interact and touch with the fans in certain levels and directions. But as a performer, I certainly listen to other artists. I see what they do. Subconsciously, I'm sure there's some things I emulate about them that I like. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to be different from everyone else by just being myself.
It is Sarantos with us today here on the big broadcast, coast to coast and border to border. If you want to get more information on our podcast, you can do so at JiggyJaguar.com. Each and every day after this broadcast goes off the air, we have a podcast available. Just in case you come in late or miss something, you can go over to JiggyJaguar.com. Who influenced your style of music?
I would say I do try to listen to many different styles of music, but musically, as I mentioned earlier, I think Survivor, Journey, Def Leppard, Bruce Springsteen. I mean, there's so many other classic 80s rockers that I love. And then from modern styles, everyone from Justin Timberlake to Bruno Mars to Maroon 5 to a lot of the female artists that are out there right now. I've tried to pick up something from all of them.
It is Sarantos with us today here on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar show. It's Music Monday. We wanted to have him on today to talk about his music and also everything that makes him tick. If you could compare yourself to an already established artist, who would that be and why?
You kind of broke up there. Can you repeat that question?
If you could compare yourself to an already established artist, who would that be and why?
I think in the modern era, boy, that's a tough question. I can't really think of anyone specifically. I think there's people that I aspire to be like, whether it's Justin Timberlake. I think any of the solo male artists right now, Justin Timberlake, Bruno Mars, I really respect what they've done and accomplished. And I think just being true to yourself, and, Justin Timberlake, he's doing what he wants. He's doing some acting, he's doing some comedy, he's great on SNL. So I can really respect that he's not really pigeonholing himself into one specific area and saying, I'm just going to do this. And I think that's great. I think in today's day and age, you do have to be able to act a little bit. I think you should have a good sense of humor, and I think that's very inspirational.
Sarantos with us today here on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar show, coast to coast and border to border, all over the World Wide Web and on 50-plus stations throughout the U.S. and Canada. Sarantos joins us. And if kind of collaborations come up a lot, who, if anyone, would you like to collaborate with in the future?
That list is very long, my friend. I think in terms of other solo artists, any of the female solo artists come to mind. I have a country song that I wrote that I think would be great for someone like Taylor Swift, but any collaboration with someone like Katy Perry, Pink, I think that'd be wonderful. In terms of the male artists, I think Pitbull would be great. Justin Timberlake, Bruno Mars, I think we could put a great song together.
It is Sarantos with us today here on Music Monday. What's your latest album and why should people go pick it up?
The latest album is called Not Where I Wanna Be, and it's going to be released November 18th of this year. What I've tried to do is, starting January 2nd, I've released one song per month. So today, actually, the third song was released called Back and Forth. I think the music really does hit home. I think there's a couple different themes on the album. The songs have a great variety, and I think that the fans would find the music very appealing and hopefully want to play it over and over again.
It's Sarantos with us today here on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, coast to coast and border to border all over the World Wide Web. If you want to get more information, go ahead and check us out at jiggyjaguar.com. Producers are very important. They're just such an important factor in recording a good record. Who do you use to produce your records?
I've used a few people, but probably the main producer for this first CD is a gentleman called Chris from Los Angeles, who's been in the industry many times, and I'm very grateful for all the help and all the effort, and he's been a great guy to work with.
It's Sarantos with us today here on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show. Why do you think people are so into your music?
I think it resonates with the fans because I think it's real, and I think, when they interact with me on Facebook or Twitter, most of the comments I get are they love that it's just me interacting directly with them. And I've tried to not do what a lot of artists do nowadays. I've looked at a lot of their Facebook and Twitter pages, and it's almost nonstop marketing, like buy this, come to this concert, buy this song. And to me, I've never once asked a fan to buy anything. So I'm just trying to give them a little insight into my personality, which can be very sarcastic at times, and I like to think I'm very good-humored and good-natured, but at the end of the day, whether I'm responding to a story that was in Yahoo News or USA Today, or I'm posting a picture on there, I've tried to give them a glimpse into my personality, and I think that really resonates with them. I think they appreciate the fact that I'm not fake, I'm not having a marketing person take care of all the social media, and that's my impressions thus far.
It's Sarantos with us today here on the program. We're going to play some of his tracks right now. I appreciate you being on with us today, Sarantos.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate you having me.
Definitely.